Hi guys, so in honor of Valentine's Day coming up, and since that week I will be doing a readathon, and I am unsure how I'm gonna do with this posting schedule that week because I'm attempting like 9 or 10 books in like 6 days ish. I wanna start my Valentine's Day stuff now. I don't know, usually I'm a bitter asshole on Valentine's Day. I'm trying to be better this year. So this is a prompt that I got from Strikeback Videoathon. If you don't know what Strikeback Videoathon is, it is a videothon that was started by Ben Sanders, Julia from that Bookie, and G-Swizzel to help content creators affected by the change in YouTube's partnership program get their hours, their view hours, and their subscribers up. So if you use the hashtag StrikebackVideoathon, we can all find each other, find new small creators, and also basically give them a signal boost. I'll link the hosts and English is hard. I'll link the hosts and list all of the prompts down below in the description box, as well as every day I've been adding 5 new small creators who do not have their 1,000 subscribers, and or they may have 1,000 subscribers and not have their 4,000 view hours for the year. So I will link 5 down below in each of these videos that I do up and until February 20th, which is the cutoff date to make your 4,000 hours. Whew, ciao. Alright, so the topic for today's video is favorite book romances. Oh my god, are you ready? Are you ready? I don't know which one I want to start with. So, no, that's a lie. I do know. Alright, if you have not read the Kate Daniels series by Ilona Andrews, 1, I don't know why, because I talk about it literally all the fucking time. 2, go read it, obviously. If you have not, however, and you don't want to know who gets with who, because, I mean, it's blatant. It's like a hint of a thing in the first book, and then they just steady on, power through the second book, and then yeah, it's a slow burn romance. It takes a couple of books for them to get together, and then once they get together, they stay together for like the 10 books in the series. The 11th one's coming out soon, and I cannot wait. Anyhow, if you don't want to know about that, then you might want to mute me until I hold up another book. Okay, cool. The Kate Daniels series by Ilona Andrews features Kate Daniels and then her love interest, who is Curran. He is a lion shifter. That is him there on the front, and Curran is bae. Okay? Curran is bae. He's like tied top 3. I don't care what you say. So the reason though, this is not about bookish boyfriends, this is the romance. So the romance between them, the reason I like these two as a couple is because they are snarky, they fight each other, but they have each other's back, and both of them just a little crazy, but they both a different kind of a crazy, and they'll spar each other, and it'll get to the point to where like it literally results in a fist fight. I mean, she can't hurt him, he's a shifter, so he just lets her beat his ass all the time. The level to which he has this woman's back, and not in a I need to save you way all the time. Like sometimes, yeah, and he really hates that she has the tendency to put herself in shitty situations because he's not human, but she is. She doesn't like to ask for help. She doesn't want to endanger him, even though he's more sturdy than she is. So she tends to take off and get her ass beat all the time. But all those ass whoopings have made her pretty badass. So there are instances where he's like, you should be nice to her. And they're like, why? You gonna fight me? And they're like, nah, she will, and you gonna die. So you might want to watch your back. I love them so much. So for all of my favorite characters, my favorite romances, I've pulled together quotes so you can see what I'm talking about. I got receipts, bitch! Yes! Okay, wait. This one is when he's trying to talk her into just accepting that they gonna be together, and she's still trying to basically save him from her because reasons, but I can't tell you because spoilers and you need to read it. I gave him my hard stare. You're a control freak and I fight all authority and you want us to mate? A wicked spark lit his eyes. Oh yes, many, many times. Let's see. Then when he finally figures out the reason that she thinks it's not safe for them to be together, Curran shrugged and pulled me back to him. You don't pick the family you were born into. You pick the one you make. I already chose my mate and I glued her ass to a chair to make sure she knew it. That happened. It did. He glued her ass to a chair. It'll sound really dumb out of context, but it just... this was one of my favorite fights of theirs. where he thought she was like, I don't know, cheating on him before he got together, or just when he was like winning her over. His voice was a deep snarl. I know he's here. I can smell him. I felt an irresistible urge to brain him with something heavy. Did you lose your sense of smell? Simonson is 2 hours old. Golden eyes burned me. Then where is he? Under my bed. The bed went airborne. It flew across the living room and slammed into the wall with a thud. That was about enough of that. What the hell do you think you're doing? Saving you from whatever mess you've got yourself into this time. Why me? There is no mess. It's a professional arrangement. He's paying you? Kern snarled. No, I'm paying him. He roared. His mouth was human, but the blast of sound that shot out of it was like thunder. Ran out of words, Your Majesty? Why him? He growled. Of all the men you could have, why would you hire him for that? Because he has the best equipment in the city and he knows how to use it. As soon as I said it, I realized how he would take it. The beginnings of another thundering roar died in Kern's throat. He stared at me, mute. This was too good. I threw my hands up. The lab. I'm talking about his lab, not his dick, you idiot. Like, that is the epitome of their relationship when they're trying to get together. It's just a bunch of stupid misunderstandings, and Kern starts fucking shit up because he's a giant child sometimes, and it's great. Oh, and then this is in the same vein. This is what I'm talking about when they like to spar with each other. He crushed me against the wall, bracing me with his body. I strained it, trying to break free. He might have been made of stone for all the good it did me, except he was made of flesh and he was stark naked. I strained every muscle I had. Nothing. Out-muscling him was beyond me. Feel better? He inquired. Lean over to the left, Your Majesty. Want a shot at my jugular with your teeth? He leaned to the right, exposing his thick neck. Carotid's better. My teeth are too small. I wouldn't cause enough damage for you to bleed out. Jugular is better. If I rip it a bit and get air bubbles in the bloodstream, they'll be in your heart in 2 breaths. You'd pass out at my feet. A normal human would die, but it would take more than an air embolism to bring a shifter down permanently. Here you go. He leaned his head to me, his neck so close to my lips I felt the heat coming off his skin. His breath was warm against my ear, his voice a ragged snarl. I miss you. This wasn't happening. I worry about you. He dipped his head and looked into my eyes. I worry something stupid will happen and I won't be there and you'll be gone. I worry we won't ever get a chance and it's driving me out of my skull. No, 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 no. We stared at each other. The tiny space between us felt too hot. Muscles bulged on his naked frame. He looked feral. Mad gold eyes stared into mine. Do you miss me, Kate? I closed my eyes trying to shut him out. I could lie and then we'd be back to square one. Nothing would be resolved. I'd still be alone hating him and wanting him. He grabbed my shoulders and shook me once. Do you miss me? I took the plunge. Yes. He kissed me. The taste of him was like an explosion of color in a gray room. It was a fierce, possessive kiss and I melted into it. His tongue brushed mine, eager and hot. I looked at it, tasting him again. My arm slid around his neck. He growled, pulling me to him, and kissed my lips, my cheeks, my neck. Don't make me leave. I love their romance so much. I just turn his bay. Like, I'm offering you up my neck. Rip my throat out if it'll make you feel better, but don't make me leave. Oh. Then I have Shazi and Khalid from The Wrath of the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. Now, all of you probably know what The Wrath of the Dawn is about. If you don't know, it's a retelling of 1001 Nights. What's going on my color, bruh? It is a retelling of 1001 Nights in which Khalid is the boy king who is taking a new bride every day and murdering her at the dawn. Shazi volunteers to be his next bride because the last bride that he had was her best friend, and she wants an in to get in and kill him and exact vengeance, basically. But, like, their romance is not an instant, like, oh, he's not really a monster. I love him now in, like, a day. Like, it's a slow burn, and you could kind of start to see where her feelings start to change and where she struggles with, like, what she may be feeling for this man who murdered her best friend and how she feels about it and whether or not it's valid and just their romance though. Khalid is also bae. And now let me tell you why. It's because he has so much faith in this woman and in her strength. It is not even funny. In this patriarchal society where other people in the palace are trying to get her under their thumb, he's like, no, she's a storm. Let her blow where she will. She's a force to be reckoned with, and I like it. Bow down and get the fuck out of her way, because she's gonna plow you over. I love it. Okay, wait, look, quotes. I got receipts. So when they first started to fall, it was, "What are you doing to me, you plague of a girl?" he whispered. "If I'm a plague, then you should keep your distance, unless you plan on being destroyed." The weapon still in her grasp, she shoved against his chest. "No." His hand dropped to her waist. "Destroy me." Then her conviction wavered further. "I told you, don't try to own me." "I don't want to own you." She swiveled her neck to meet his gaze. "Then never speak of sending me away again. I'm not yours to do with as you will." Khalid's features smoothed knowingly. "How right you are. You're not mine." He dropped his palm from the door. "I'm yours." Squeal. So this is a conversation they had, starting with Shazi. "So you intend to go through life never loving anyone, just things?" "No, I'm looking for something more." "More than love?" "Yes." "It's not arrogant to think you deserve more, Khalid Ibn al-Rashid. Is it so arrogant to want something that doesn't change with the wind, that doesn't crumble at the first sign of adversity? You want something that doesn't exist, a figment of your imagination." "No. I want someone who sees beneath the surface, someone who completes the balance, an equal." "And how will you know when you found this elusive someone?" Scheherazade retorted. "I suspect she will be like air, like knowing how to breathe. Remember that." So then later on, when she's about to... Spoilers! Bigger ones. If you haven't read this book and you want to, mute me until I hold up another book. Okay? That's all the warning you're getting. Bye. Alright. So when he's getting ready to like send her off, well, he didn't even send her, he allowed, basically he skipped going to her for one night after their stories because he knew he would be too weak to do what he needed to do. So he allowed the soldiers to come and take her away because he was falling for her, but he needed to do his duty. There was a reason he's sending all these girls to die. So he's writing basically this letter to her as they're taking her away. He's in another part of the palace writing this letter. And I remember he said he suspects she will be like air, like knowing how to breathe. So as he's writing this letter, he writes, "In your honesty, I saw a reflection of myself, or rather of the man I longed to be. So I failed you. I didn't stay away. Then later, I thought if I had answers, it would be enough. I would no longer care. You would no longer matter. So I continued failing you, continued wanting more. And now I can't find the words to say what must be said, to convey to you the least of what I owe. When I think of you, I can't find the air to breathe." And then the letter cuts off and he takes off and he goes and saves it. Because he realizes, like, right in that moment, I fucking love this book so much, I do. So then after that, he basically embraces their relationship. And there's like this cold and violent boy king who never lets anybody in. And there's this moment where other people start to notice, like, they have this big, I forget what kind of a party dinner thing where there are a lot of like emissaries and his uncle, and they need to play politics or whatever, and he's basically allowing her to take the lead and to show people that she's not no punk. And as they're like wondering why he's just letting her mouth off to these people, he's just like hanging back, chilling. And then the quote from the book is, "And only those watching very carefully saw the Caliph of Khorasan lean back against the cushions and toy with the bangles on his wife's arm." Just let her do what you do. Just lean back, playing with the bracelets. Or there's an instance before that where she was trying to get one of his men to teach her how to sword fight because she didn't know. They were kind of wary of doing it because they didn't want to get in trouble. So then he pops up and they're like, "Oh fuck." He's like, "No, what have you learned? Show me." She's like, I can't do this. I'm too weak." And so in her ear he whispered, "Do better than this, Shazi. My queen is without limitations, boundless in all that she does. Show them." I love this book so much. So in that letter that he wrote, where he breaks off when he realizes that he loves her, and he says, when I think of you, I can't find the air to breathe. Later on, he finishes that letter, and I wanted to get this, I swear to Christ, I wanted part of this tattooed somewhere. I really did, but I don't do words as tattoos, because you get fat and they warp and it's not cute. When I think of you, I can't find the air to breathe. And now, though you're gone, there is no pain or fear. All I'm left with is gratitude. When I was a boy, my mother would tell me that one of the best things in life is the knowledge that your story isn't over yet. Our story may have come to a close, but your story is yet to be told. Make it a story worthy of you. I failed you in one last thing. Here's my chance to rectify it. It was never because I didn't feel it. It was because I swore I would never say it, and a man is nothing if he can't keep his promises. So I write it in the sky. I love you 1,000 times over, and I will never apologize for it. Khalid. Okay, I'm sorry. I really love that story. So then, next, I have Nevada and Rogan from the Hidden Legacy series, also by Ilona Andrews. Now, this one, they have the same kind of relationship as Kate and Curran, but Curran is just, Rogan is just a little bit more crazy, and the magic system in this one's different. So Rogan has like telekinetic powers, he just has like everything mental based, he has it. So telekinesis, what's the other one? Shit. Where you can like kind of project your thought, he can project his thoughts into other people, he can kind of pick up thoughts a little bit, he can move things with his mind, and he also is like batshit crazy. So there are these moments where he thinks she's being threatened and she's a private investigator, so he busts up in the middle of one of her investigations, thought she was in danger, took a handful of change out of his pocket and got ready to use his powers to start killing people with fucking quarters and nickels and shit. I love Rogan so much, because if I had magic, that's the kind of extra shit I would do. I'm not even gonna carry a weapon, I'm gonna kill you with pocket change, bitch. Yes. I fucking love Rogan, I'm sorry. And they're just so very snarky with each other too. So there's this moment in the second book where she's making fun of him. She's just like, I'm Mr. Ripped. I live in the gym. My teeth have biceps and my biceps have teeth. I chew up weights and shit out lead bricks. I just love relationships that like, snark back and forth at each other playfully. I don't know why. I like that. Those are my favorite kind of even being, because I talk a lot of shit. You gotta be able to talk shit and take it, or we can't. It's not gonna work. Give as good as you're getting. Back and forth. Come on. Play with me. Let's go. No? Well, fuck. You're boring. That's not nice, but whatever. So then it's the same kind of instance where it isn't because she's trying to protect him like Kate was, and this one she's trying to protect herself because she thinks he just wants sex and that's it, more or less. This one is a little more adult than the Ilona Andrews series. Than the Kate Daniels series. So she's asking him like, do you want to skip whatever, like all the stuff he sees is bullshit, like dating, and he was like, yeah, I wanted to skip the bullshit. So what happened? You changed your mind and now you want the bullshit? Rogan's phone chimed. Yes, I want your bullshit. Well, you don't get to have any of my bullshit. I'm keeping it. Okay, and that didn't sound childish. Not at all. But that was her narrative. That's how she'd say a thing and be like, oh, that was dumb. That was dumb. But you don't get to have any of my bullshit. I'm keeping it. He's also like really super protective of her. So there's this moment where like they were worrying about basically the house coming under siege. So because he's so powerful, even though he's borderline insane, he stayed in that. Well, he's not borderline insane. He lets everybody think that. But he stayed in the house, and she was basically worried, and it's like, I won't be able to sleep. And he says, you will. You'll fall fast asleep, and you'll sleep soundly until morning, and then you'll get up and have breakfast with your family, because I'll be prowling in your house tonight. And if anyone tries to interrupt your sleep and end your life, you have my word that they will sleep forever. I love them. They're fun. They're so fun. They're so fun. Okay, and then there is also, I'm going to stop with all these quotes now because it's getting to be a bit much. Vala and Aldrich from the Air Awakens series. Aldrich is like, if you can't tell, I have a type with the male love interest. Aldrich fits very well into that type. He is a prince with these magical abilities, and everybody's kind of scared of him because the other prince, he's like the dark brother in comparison to the light brother. He has magic, the other one doesn't, and they kind of like look down on you if you have magic, but they also like use you for your powers to help with war and then etc, etc. But because of who he's very arrogant, he's very snarky. Like in the first book, he more or less like chucks her ass off the roof. Like, I can't date no weak bitch, save yourself. Okay, that's not really what happened. I mean, he threw her off the roof, but that's not how it went. But he's like that. He's like, he doesn't coddle her. And he's just like, you need to get this. Like, just quit pussyfooting around, get your shit together, like, let's go, we got things to do. But he also, like, does things, he's more of a shower instead of a teller. So whereas instead of like giving her flowery words all the time, he made her body armor when she was basically condemned to go into war with him because her plot twists, they were trying to kill her off without saying they were killing her off, so they sent her to war untrained alongside him, and he made her armor himself. And eventually it comes up and he's like, you thought I was going to trust anybody else with your life? No? It's just it's really cute. It's really cute, so just read it. Lastly, this one has asterisk. Casbraker and Inej from the Six of Crows duology. Now the reason I say this one has an asterisk is because while I like their relationship to an extent, it's more so I like it because of Casbraker. Like, I like what he contributes to the relationship because he has that, same as these other males, like angry borderline serial killer thing going on. It's like, you touch my woman, I'm gonna snatch your eyeball out. Don't fuck with me. That really, he snatched the eyeball. That happened. And as soon as it happened, I was like, oh, this is bae. I love him. I love him. You don't believe me? Watch. See? Casbraker is bae, okay? He's bae. At any rate, the reason that their relationship gets an asterisk is because of Inej. She really made me fucking angry in the first book because he's doing all of these things, and yes, he has problems. They all have problems. That's what makes them the team that they are. But no, and the quote that everybody takes is so iconic from this book in their relationship is when she tells him, I will have you without your armor, Casbraker, or I won't have you at all. He's accepted each and every one of you as fucked up as you are, but she's basically telling him, you gotta get over your shit though, or we can't be together. Like, you sanctimonious heifer, you. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I was really pissed off about that. I was like, how dare you do my baby like that? What the fuck is wrong with you? Rude. You accept him flaws and all, like he accepted you. Judgy, sanctimonious wench. But at any rate, I still love their romance mostly because of Cass, because he does, like, have these internal battles where he just fights to be better for her, and I just, but, like, even though he wants to be better, he also knows, this is like, I'm gonna get my hands dirty, I'm gonna fuck some shit up, touch my woman, it is on, my boot in your ass, bruh, let's go. Okay, I'm extreme right now, I'm sorry, I'm tired, I'm getting ready to go to work. That is the end of this, what is this? My favorite book romances. That's the end of my favorite book romances for Strikeback Videoathon. Don't forget to check out the smaller subscribers at the bottom, and I will see you guys later. Bye.